Hey guys, today we have a sovereign citizen slash frauditor actively stalking a police sergeant while he's on duty. This is the same sovereign citizen who was reading his lawsuit out in his car the other day. I went back to his page. This is kind of interesting because he has no idea what a police sergeant's job is, so we're going to correct him on that. Enjoy.
Taxpayers of Tacoma Park, we just ran this sergeant right here from down there, sitting down, and look where he's gonna come to hide out again. He's hiding out in the parking lot again. This is what they do. They're not here to secure you. This is why the young man got killed down there off of Chillum and Eastern Avenue. This officer, this is a sergeant. This is a sergeant.
All right, so Mr. Sovereign Citizen just kept repeating, oh, he's a sergeant, not really going anywhere and leaving giant gaps of dead air. So we're going to cover this instead. I believe this is the shooting he was referring to. And if you go into it, a guy got shot at 2:30 in the morning in a parking lot, I believe. So I don't really see how a police officer could have stopped that. But he's going to blame the police for everything at this point. That's kind of the sovereign citizen thing to do. Unless there are 50 million police officers in every single city, in people's homes, in every parking lot, in every store, bank, every square foot of sidewalk, this is the type of shit that can happen because some people are bad. I don't see how a police officer can fix this situation.
Now, he was just at the plaza, and now he's down here. Milking the clock, y'all. Milking the clock. Look at this shit, y'all. Car 7941. This is a sergeant. And we just ran him from down there at the shopping center. And then he comes and hide out here in a wooded parking area instead of patrolling in the neighborhood, y'all. And then when you ask him what his name is, he doesn't want to give your name because he knows is doing something wrong.
Okay, so we're going to address what he said last and then jump to the beginning. Oh, he doesn't want to give his name because he knows he's doing something wrong. No, in the last video, you just said you had a way to run their names and find out where they live. Personally, I wouldn't want someone who is just in prison for putting hits out on judges and lawyers. I wouldn't want you showing up to my home either. So there's that explanation. Second, a sergeant's job isn't necessarily to patrol in the same way a patrol officer's job is to patrol. Sergeants are there to be the supervisor. Where I worked, we had two sergeants on duty, unless one of them was on vacation. Every shift, they were there to approve all reports for every arrest. They were there to take calls from any civilians that had any questions. Oh, hey, the Karen needs a supervisor. That's what they're there for. Right now, he's probably sitting there fixing reports, sending them back to the officers to get fixed, approving the ones that have happened throughout his shift. Like, that's what he's there for. That's what sergeants do.
I'm telling you, when a citizen asks one of these servants their name, it should be mandatory they give their name and badge number upon asking them. But this individual was just sitting down using his cell phone, and now he's down here hiding out. This shit is ridiculous, taxpayers of Prince George's County. I guarantee you this mug makes over $80,000. And as he's doing, it's just sitting here like all of them do. They clock in and then they go hide out somewhere instead of patrolling the streets like they should be doing. This shit is, and it's time to fault the taxpayers. It is time you get rid of this chief of police, the county executive, and get rid of the structure that's under them and put some people in there that will start making these people. This is a sergeant. Instead of him riding around, making sure his officers are doing what they supposed to be doing, he's hiding out, milking the clock. So how are you going to get your subordinates to do the thing when you're doing the same thing they're doing? And then they wonder why people don't respect them and don't care about them and don't try to help them out or respond to anything they're doing.
So we're here to talk about how sovereign citizens and frauditors don't know shit in the dispatching process. Now, these people make it seem to their audience, we kind of see through it, but their audience thinks they know this vast amount of knowledge, and they just don't. They clearly don't know what sergeants do. They clearly don't know about the dispatching process. I don't know how big this city is. Where I worked, we had several districts, and there were several cars for each district. If a call came in, the dispatcher would send one of those cars to the run. The sergeant's not going, unless something crazy happens. A DUI chase, a unaliving, a very, very, very serious domestic that had a bunch of people involved. They're not getting, they're not patrolling the streets looking for jaywalking. Oh, he's on his phone. Yes, because either the police station or an officer called him on the phone and said, hey, what do you want to do about this? Hey, we've got this run scheduled for later. What do you want to do about that? And by run, I'm not saying, oh, yes, they pre-plan crimes. No, I'm saying they may have something going on. Where I worked, we regularly went past kids' birthdays. Hey, you can go do that. A sergeant would do that. But that's why he's on his phone. Oh, he's on his computer. Yeah, because he's looking at reports or running information that's being sent to him. He's kind of the hub. But yeah, this guy's apparently milking the clock because he's doing his job.
This guy was just down at the shopping center. He rode off, and now he's parked down here. This shit is crazy, y'all. And if I go and let him see me, I guarantee you he'll run off again. He's hiding out in a parking lot, y'all, where trees and everything could be hot. This is shit. I mean, this shit just... Taxpayers, this is why immunity must go. We must remove this immunity from these individuals. Instead of him patrolling the neighborhoods, being visible in the neighborhoods, he's parked in a parking lot behind trees. He's on his cell phone now. This shit is you can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. This is the same, and this is a sergeant, y'all. Same vehicle. 7941. We just ran from the shop and doing security down there, sitting down doing nothing. And he comes down here and he hides out. This shit is this shit is like comical shit. He's hiding now in a wooded area. Visibility, where is it? In the woods, the squirrels, the chipmunks, the rats, the mosquitoes. Is that who the visibility is for? Then he has this car running.
Now, personally, I wouldn't like to take a phone call from one of my officers, and I wouldn't like to finish a report or send somebody else's back to them when I know that there's a guy who just got out of prison for putting hits out on people standing behind me. That's a real quick way to get unalived.
This shit is unbelievable. He's on his cell phone now. I guess he texting him. That guy with the camera is out here. Because upper management allows this to happen. This is why this happened. No supervision, no accountability. Come on, a sergeant, y'all. I guarantee you, if I go over there and let him show myself, he'll move that vehicle again. But I just want you taxpayers to see this is where your money is going to. They clock in, they go work for big business, and the other ones that ain't no good hide out like this guy is. He's on his cell phone right now.
So I had to be done with the crazy shit. There was like 2 more minutes of the video and I just couldn't deal with it anymore. If you look, he keeps getting passed by cars going either direction because there is a street 30 yards in front of him. But this guy keeps the camera focused right here and pretends the street doesn't exist, even though you could see it a couple times, and then through the trees you can see it moving by. Then he kept wanting to say, oh, he's on the phone again, he's on the phone again. Yeah, that's what supervisors do. The officers can't exactly just walk up to him and say, hey, bud, what do you want to do with this situation? What do you want to do with this? They're actively working a scene or actively working a call, so they're just going to call the supervisor and tell him what's up. But apparently that means it's corrupt to this guy. Apparently a supervisor supervising is corruption. Again, this dude's a freaking nut, and the fact that he's out walking the street instead of in a crazy bin somewhere in a padded room shocks me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. I just wanted to correct some of this absolute nonsense coming out of this guy's mouth. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.